Attention Walmart shoppers and associates. My name is Beth from Electronics. I've been working at Walmart for almost 5 years, and I can say that everyone here is overworked and underpaid. The attendant policy is bullshit. We are treated for management and customers poorly every day. Whenever we have a problem with it, we're told that we're replaceable. I'm tired of the constant gaslighting. This company treats their elderly associates like shit. To Jared, our store manager, you're a pervert. Greta and Kathy, shame on y'all for treating your associates the way you do. I hope you don't speak to your families the way you speak to us. Shout out to Cominique, Patty, Chardell, and so many more. Walmart doesn't deserve y'all. Fuck management and fuck this job. I quit.
This worker says she was overworked, underpaid, and tired of how she was being treated. And her message was simple: I quit, right? Walmart workers are losing their jobs, and some of the reasons are raising serious questions. So what is really going on inside Walmart? Let's take a look. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Joy. Please like this video. Let's get right straight into the video.
Alright, it's been a long day. I'm just now getting a chance to sit down and record this, but I had the meeting with the manager from Walmart today. And apparently I'm not the first person that she's done this to. I'm not the only person that she's done this to. She has been written up twice before for doing this exact same thing to people. So they have decided that no amount of punishment is going to get it through her thick skull that she cannot behave that way. So they have terminated her employment. So yeah, that's where we're standing with the Walmart situation. She has officially been fired and no longer works there. And it wasn't because of me. It was because of her. And I can accept that, I guess. But yeah, she got fired. So one less bitch to deal with in Walmart, I suppose. So maybe that just made the world a little bit of a better place. Yeah. Who knows? Anyway, as I just told you guys, I'd give you an update, and there's the update. She has officially been fired.
But this story took a different turn after repeated complaints about manager and the workers was eventually terminated. So who was really at fault? I think that's a question we should be asking.
Walmart is firing all of their truck drivers and replacing them with store employees. That's the inside information I'm getting. Now, before the big happy family from Walmart comes at me for saying this is it. Wait, let's drop the happy part because they seem not to be happy anymore from what I'm about to tell you. This is inside information, so feel free to jump in and clarify. So from what I'm hearing is that Walmart is on a budget cut. They're turning their store employees into truck drivers. It can be anyone pushing carts in the parking lot to cashiers as long as you're in good standing point. But at a lower pay rate, way lower pay rate. Usually when this happens is because there's changes coming due to pay, operations, etc. Pretty much, they're cleaning house. So from what this person told me, Fontana, California just fired 34 drivers to make room for these new professional truck drivers. Buckeye, Arizona fired 26. Porterville, California fired 18. This sounds to me like they're trying to eliminate the top paid drivers and bring in the overworked and underpaid ones. This individual that gave me the inside info is saying Walmart is going downhill. They're turning into the next Swift or JB Hunt with all the damn accidents that are happening. Now, can any current Walmart employees, truck drivers, clarify this or let us know what's your opinion on this?
Then come the claim about Walmart truck drivers. Some workers are alleging that drivers are being let go, while lower pay store employees take on more responsibility. But are these claims true?
How I got fired from Walmart. Okay, so I used to be on third shift, and at this time of my life, I was pretty crazy. Like, I didn't have any kids, I was single, I was just living my life, and honestly, I was very wild. So I would drink like all the time. Again, I did have kids till I was in my 30s. And anywho, I got off work, I started drinking. I got off at 7:30 in the morning. I would drink with my friends. Needless to say, I never went to sleep that day. I went home and I just went to work drunk, okay? I broke like a whole case of pecani sauce. Like, they knew something was up. Well, we go to lunch. It's like 1 or 1:30. I get in my car. Mind you, it's cold outside. turn the heat on, and I lay the chair back. No one wakes me up. My alarm does not go off. I sleep from 1 to 8 in the car with it running and the heat on. I don't know how the damn thing didn't run out of gas, or I didn't die from carbon monoxide poisoning. Anywho, my friend knocks on the window and she says, hey, the boss just got here. I say, shit, I'm finna go. What is you talking about? I'm not going in. I didn't even clock out, bro. I didn't clock out. I got home, I go to sleep. I call them at like 4 o'clock that afternoon, and I was like, hey, am I fired? And they was like, who is this? I said, Megan. They said, oh yeah, baby, you fired. I was like, all right. Which I already knew. It's like sometimes when I get bored working somewhere, I would do things to get myself fired, that being one of them, which pushes me into better opportunities. Do I need to handle things like that? No, I don't, because how fucking dumb. I did get another job in a week. I did apply for unemployment and was approved, but I got a job in a week, so it really didn't matter. Yeah. That was not one of my finer moments. No judgment, please. I just thought it's funny 10 years later. I do not drink anymore. P.S. Obviously, because I don't know how to handle myself.
This next video is completely different. The worker admits she went to work drunk and eventually lost her job. Sometimes the reason for getting fired is not a mystery.
I just walked out of my job at Walmart and I've never felt so freaking freed in my whole life. I didn't have the guts to do it. I wanted to work 2 jobs, be able to save money. I didn't think I was going to find another job that I'd be able to work with this type of schedule. It comes down to my mental health. I have to prioritize that. I have kept quiet for a very long time because I worked under the company and there are certain things I could and couldn't say if I didn't want to risk termination. But now that I, have quit the job, I can speak freely and speak my mind. There's going to be a lot of chismosas that are going to talk about me after this video. I'm sure of it. That's another reason why I quit. I know I publicly post my life out there on social media, but there's a lot of associates at my workplace that used to talk about me all the time, make fun of my videos, or send them to their group chats. People that are team leads, you know who you are, that send around my video because you guys have nothing better to do, just making fun of my video because I post content on social media. Made fun of for it just because they're jealous and, spiteful of me for no reason, right? Second point, because there's a lot of favoritism that goes on in the front end that a lot of you guys know, a lot that I would do and have to do the shitty jobs because their homies don't have to do it since they're friends with the manager. I'm a very hard worker. I always show up on time. I'm never late and I don't call out, rarely. I literally will come in sick, and that's the type of worker I am. I'm just a very hard worker. I also get pulled into the office, but the team leads aren't able to coach me because there's nothing to literally coach me on, but they will bring me to the office and tell me, oh, you have to do this task because it's part of your job duty as being part of the front end. But they don't tell that to any other associate and they only make me do that job. How about you preach that to all the other associates that you don't make do that one particular job, even though it's their job duty too because they're a front-end associate. But no, they'll only pull me into the office and tell me that it's my job duty and if I want to do otherwise, I need to get an accommodation letter and all that type of stuff. Which is so ironic because the people that pull me into the office are the same people that had a group chat about me to make fun of me in my TikToks. Crazy. The ones that have power are also the ones that are abusing it because they know they can. There were so many days that I cried because it was just so much and I was putting up with the worst things. That being said, I'm just very thankful that I left that toxic job and I have nothing against my coach. Actually, I have a lot of respect for my coach, but not for those team leads. And that's all I have to say.
But not everyone is fired. Some workers are walking away by choice. One worker said she finally choose her own well-being over a job that was making her miserable.
I finally got a job, y'all, and lost that bitch on the same day. Walmart, talking about they can't hire me in for the store. We need security, though. I'm like, fuck it, I'll do security. I like that shit anyway. Boom, first day, some shit pop off. I'm sitting by the infinity desk where the motherfuckers be at. I'm scrolling on my phone and they trying to chase somebody grab him, he's stealing. Mind you, I was on my phone, so I'm not paying attention. So when I run out the store, I tackle the wrong person. I even went as far as pulling them back in the store because they told me once they leave the store, it's over with. But I wanted that action, so I pulled him in the store by his collar. Bring your bitch ass in here. They no, that's the wrong person. It's too late. It's the dude in the yellow. running down a little parking lot. So I chase after him and shit. By the time I reached him, he hopped in his little hoopty cutlass and shit. He pulling out the parking spot. I start busting the car. Bang, 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 bang. He managed to escape though. So by the time I get up to the front, the dude that I tackled, he trying to fight and shit. I showed him the burner and shit. Now he looking at my managers and shit. I'm like, dog, you wasn't looking at your managers when you was trying to fight me for doing my job. So my managers calmed me down and they come tell me the bad news. They was like, man, you wasn't even supposed to have a weapon. And then you tackled the wrong guy, man. He could potentially sue us. And then you putting our customers in danger. I'm sorry, man, this was a bad idea and shit. And I'm like, man, that's some bullshit, dog. So I ain't even gonna lie. I feel mistreated, man, and I feel like I didn't get a fair shake of the dice, man. But I'm gonna keep looking.
And then there is this absolutely weird story. A security worker says he tackled the wrong person during a theft incident, and that decision ended his job.
So when a parent passes away or immediate family member passes away, your bereavement days start immediately. So I had 3 days from the day that I went home and saw my mother deceased to use my bereavement days. So 3 days later, I know I shouldn't have gone back to work, but I did because I didn't have another job and I didn't have any prospects for another job. So I went back, and I have a manager that actually does have a heart, and he told me to go back home. He told me to go back home until after the funeral, right? But prior to that, on the second bereavement day that I had, this lady Tracy calls me at home on my cell phone. Meanwhile, my family's just arriving. Everybody's still crying. We still trying to figure out what to eat. We ain't ate, you know. She calls me and she says, hey, you need to bring evidence up here that that's your mother that passed away or you're fired. I know people lie about crazy stuff, but why would I lie about my mother dying? Why would I even put that on a parent or a family member? Like, unless I hated them. Like, that was terrible. Completely out of line. I said, okay, and I was trying to explain to her, like, it's only been like 48 hours. Insurance ain't even paid out yet. We don't have no death certificate. They still trying to do an autopsy, like, all that. And she was like, I don't care. Bring me documentation saying that's your mother that passed away or you're fired. So I went back to work after them 3 funky days, which are completely unfair. As you can tell, as you can see. Completely unfair. Management gets up to a month to 3 months off if a parent passes away, but cashier or overnight stocker, we only get 3 funky-ass days. So when I got back to work after that 3rd day, like I said, I had a manager that had a heart and sent me back home and told me not to come back until after the funeral. So the funeral was that next weekend, so I did not come back to work until, like, literally the day after the funeral. So I came back the day after the funeral, and I brought the obituary, and I was like, I don't know, like, this is the only proof I have. We still don't even have a death certificate. Because, you know, for some reason, you get all this life insurance on your family member, and they don't want to pay out for whatever reason. Either way, it took a while for us to get the check, X, Y, and Z. Luckily, it was a family, the funeral home that took care of my mother, they also took care of the rest of her side of the family, so they understood what was going on. So I bring the obituary back, and I give it to my manager. It wasn't Tracy, but Tracy did catch wind of it, and she sees it, and she goes, oh, okay. Once again, I guess she didn't believe that that was my mother. Once again, I felt the need to preface at the beginning that I was a good employee. I did not have a track record of doing crazy shit, always late, none of that. Not really calling in. I only called in if I was actually sick, and even then, I can count on my hand how many times I actually called in. But in true Tracy fashion, she found a reason to hate me. So I think it's like 2 or 3 days later, she calls me in the back office. Mind you, I worked the entire shift. She calls me in the back at literally like 6:40. She sits me down with the other manager that told me to stay at home until the funeral was over and says, we don't feel like you fit into Walmart's new changes, so you're going to have to give us your discount card and your vest and your badge, and, you know, you're going to have to leave or you're fired.
This next story is much more serious. She said she was questioned about her mother's death, why she was still grieving, and she said she was fired shortly after returning to work. I don't know, why that happened. There's no reason why she was fired. I just don't know.
Finally happened, chat. Your boy got fired. Hi, what up? Yeah, it's true. The rumors are true. The headlines are true. CNN been talking about it. Jimmy Fallon mentioned it a couple times. Shoot, I even heard the president say something about it, but, it is what it is, you feel me? But yeah, your boy got fired. Crazy world we live in. I'm gonna get down to the bottom of why I got fired. Not in this video. Next video, low-key. But I just wanted to let y'all know, yeah, it did happen. I got fired. So I know everyone's probably sad. So it's a common thing with a big event like this. You know, I'm just here to tell you, like, everything will be fine. Keep your heads up. I want you to keep your heads up. I want you to move forward. Don't stress about it too much. We gonna figure something out. We gonna make it. I'm from the trenches, you know, we gonna make it. We always figure something out when you're in the trenches. So yeah, just letting you know the rumors are true. Your boy got fired from Walmart. Right now I heard Walmart is failing. Wonder why, but yeah. But stay tuned. I'm gonna break down what happened. All right, peace.
Then there are workers who simply say, yes, I got fired. But the big question is, why? Why did you get fired? What's the reason for that?
A cis woman was fired this week after a cis man mistakenly took her for a trans woman and started berating her in the bathroom. That cis man entered the women's bathroom saying that he would beat her up. This happened on March 14th, and the following week, Walmart fired her, stating that it was a security risk. This is what transphobia does. It not only affects trans women, but it will affect, and it does affect, cis women too, who don't fit the mold. And of course, the real danger here is that cis man who was entering the women's bathroom to try and beat a woman up because he assumed she was trans. Again, that is insanity. And again, even if she was trans, this is insane. This guy should have a police report against and be monitored for violent behavior against trans people and queer people and women. The woman who was fired from Walmart tried to appeal to Walmart for her firing, but it was denied. It was not until it got national attention and online attention that Walmart tried to backtrack and say that they want their employees to feel safe. But clearly not, because you clearly refused her appeal and fired her even though she was not at fault. Even if she was trans, this is the fault of the cis bigot. But this story is unsurprising, and it shows the damage of transphobia and how companies are feckless and spineless when it comes to bigotry and protecting their employees.
And this story raised even more questions. A worker claims she was fired after a confrontation in a woman's bathroom. Said she was not the person who caused the incident, so why was she the one who lost her job? So from management conflicts to job cuts to workers walking away, the stories coming from Walmart employees are hard to ignore. But not every story have been independently verified. So what do you think is really happening inside Walmart? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more videos. Thank you for watching with me, and I am Joy. I will see you in my next one.